What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's going on tonight? Hey, this your boy Jack Gill Podcast. I know everyone saw the first take debate today with JJ Reddick and my homie, my big homie, Kendrick Perkins from my hometown, BMT, Texas, man. So I just want to talk about it and show a few little ins and out of it. Some of the heated debate that they had about the MVP in the league. And it was such a great debate, man. So let's talk about it. I just want to say a few words about it. Let's go. All right, folks, it's your boy Jack Gill Podcast. First, I'd like for you to like, share, and subscribe. Help grow my channel here, man. I just want to talk about the day's conversation today with first ESPN First Take with the debate that we're having over the NBA's MVP. So I believe Kendrick had made a couple of remarks a few days ago about it, and saying that the guys are padding stats and everything. So JJ Reddick, want to do his rebuttal. So let's play a little bit of that if we can, folks. I just want you guys to understand part of it for me is just having the the gall that they came up with this discussion, man. And it's kind of crazy, kind of weird. But let's see.
I'm going to go ahead and apologize to Perk because I know that he doesn't like advanced stats, but often advanced stats inform us. They provide insight. They often reinforce what we see. So they kind of complement the eye test. I know you're an eye test guy and you don't like advanced stats, but I might just want to react because I didn't hear this, the idea that his teammates shoot good or bad shots. So Second Spectrum, wonderful company. They installed tracking cameras in every arena 10 years ago. And their technology has evolved. And one thing we've learned from that is we can actually track which players create good shots for their teammates. And Nikola Jokic is top 5 in shot quality created. So, and I know you do, sometimes you might not play it on the mountain time zone, but if you watch them play, when he's deciding whether or not to shoot or score, he's often making a read because that's what good basketball players do. They make reads. So if he's getting a double, he's going to kick. If he sees the help coming too early, he's going to swing it to the corner. It's a good pass. What's the most efficient corner three in basketball? It's a corner three. Look, Perk, I want to touch on something that they didn't bring up. This idea that Dirk and Steve Nash were favored to win the MVP because they're white. First of all, you stop short at 1990. That was your cutoff point for players to win MVP, not in the top 10 in points per game, which is a stupid stat to judge MVP on. This isn't middle school. 1990, Magic won it. In 89, Magic won it. 87, Magic won it. 87, he was 10th. 89, he was 15th. 90, he was 18th. Okay. We judge MVP year to year. You also said the criteria or the goalposts change year to year for certain players. No, it doesn't. We vote on the MVP. Hold on. We vote on the MVP based on that season. We vote on the MVP based on that season. It is a regular season award. Previous playoff runs have nothing to do with it. It's a regular season award for the most valuable player. Dirk Nowitzki led the league in win shares in both 06 and 07. Led the league in offensive win shares in both 06 and 07. So yeah, he wasn't top 5 or whatever he was, top 10 in scoring his MVP season. The Dallas Mavericks were 67 and 15. They had the best record in the NBA. In 05, Steve Nash was the driver of the number 1 offense in the league, a team that jumped 20 wins and had the best record in the NBA. In 06 to me is one of the weirdest MVP seasons ever. You can make an argument Nash probably shouldn't have won it, but he was still the driver of the number 1 offense in the league. The 2 best teams that year, the Detroit Pistons, 64 wins. The San Antonio Spurs, 63 wins. Guess what? They didn't have a top. Their top scorers weren't in the top 20 in the NBA that year.
I'm gonna stop it right there, folks, because one thing that I want to say is that that's been my biggest point and biggest argument for years, that you got guys out here scoring points and doing what they need to do to get their teams over the hump, but those guys never win an MVP. So what is the criteria? I think later on in the comments, Perk's going to bring that up. What is the criteria for being MVP? I mean, that has to be clarified. It's pretty much like the what is a catch and what is not a catch in the NFL. So those type of things has to be clarified. Let's get back to it.
So that was just a strange thing. You could have given it to Kobe. You could have given it to Shaq. You could have given it to Tim Duncan. They gave it to Steve Nash. It's not because he was white.
It was just a strange thing. It was just a strange.
But why did you cut it off at 1990 though? Because that was convenient. That was convenient.
I'm just saying. Hold on, time out. It was just a strange thing that it just happened. It was just a strange thing in 2006 when Kobe averaged 31, when he was playing with Kwame Brown and Smush Parker.
And what was the record that year? 42 and 40. They were. Was he the most valuable?
They made the playoffs with that roster. You take Kobe off that team, they probably win 8 games. Okay, so let's make that very, very clear. Now, since you want to talk about when I was saying and preaching about moving the goalposts, the reason I asked that question was for the simple fact that what I'm saying is I don't know the criteria no more. I don't know if it's because it's the number 1 seed. I don't know if it's the number 6 seed. I don't know how you judging it. Is we judging off of advanced stats or who's the most valuable player? You take them off this team. We don't know. But we do know this. Since you do want to bring it up, we do know this, that when it comes to MVP voting, 80% of the voters are white American. 20% are others.
Well, right there is where I want to stop, because for me, I don't care about that. Perk, that is a good, valid point, but to say that 80% of the MVP voters are white and 20% are other, my young man, I don't know. I don't think people goes into the MVP balloting and voting and saying that you got white people voting for these guys, and you got other 20% is other. I just think the MVP voting is sort of like it is in all major sports, that it's just a piece of hardware that kind of bolsters your career and get the 4-letter networks and 3-letter networks talking about you and giving you credit for that particular year. But the ultimate goal, I thought, was winning a championship. I thought the ultimate goal was to win the championship. The hell with an MVP trophy, you can have it all day long. Who cares about it? I think that's one of the things that Magic and Bird had. The rivalry was so good because Magic and Bird didn't care about no MVP, and I think one of them even made the quote that who cares about the MVP? I wants to win the championship. So I don't know who fingertips that was on, but I think one of them made that comment. And without Magic and Bird, youngsters or millennials, there'll be no NBA. You wouldn't even be having this argument now if there was no Magic and there was no Bird. So we are not even giving those guys credit for what they done in the 80s and the 90s, because the NBA wouldn't be as popular as it is now, because of course Michael came in 84, 85 and kind of changed the dynamic a little bit, because he brought a bigger brand in for his even uniform attire, even sneakers he wore. even commercials that he got, all the endorsements outside the NBA. So the NBA would not even be an NBA without a Larry Bird or a Magic Johnson and so on with a Michael Jordan. So if that was the case, if we going to go by stats and point loading up or whatever it is, Michael Jordan should have won the MVP every year. Magic Johnson should have won it every year. Larry Bird could have won it every year. So both of you guys' argument now to me is no. It doesn't even work that way. I see more of the latter. I just don't think it's past that is a big issue with the MVP though. Let's hear some more of it.
Never taken anything from when it comes down to Jokic being one of the most skilled big, if not the most skilled big to ever play the game. I would not allow Joel Embiid. I would not allow Giannis Antetokounmpo to be disrespected. Giannis Antetokounmpo is averaging a career high in points right now. Team has the best record in the league. Joel Embiid has had, I don't even know the numbers of 40-point games that he has had, but it hasn't been done second. It's about the number of 40-point games he put up this season. You can't sit here and tell me that Luka and Embiid is not watching to see the point differential for us, who's going to lead the league in scoring. It happens, JJ, and you know it happens. So for you to come over here and say, oh, that's not who Jokic is. That's not the type of person he is. It's not in his nature. Before Giannis did what he did 2 nights ago, did anybody think it was in his nature? Right, did anybody move?
All right. Now, Perkins is bringing up the point that those guys are actually they're actually looking at who's scoring what so they can score it, right? So believe it or not, I mean, it does matter the MVP to these guys, but like I said before, to me, the ultimate goal should be to win a championship. I don't see no reason and no issue. What Perkins is talking about is that Giannis and Joel Embiid and Jason Tatum and these guys, the Kawhi Leonards of the world, right? They're actually winning. They're actually putting in the time and the work and going at it every week, every night, every whatever it is, flying in and there and out of town, everywhere they're going. And that's what Perkins throwing at it, that he's actually looking at the minority player, right? And saying that why are they getting all why are not they getting the credit? And I think I saw a couple of content creators or guys on live on their podcasts. It was 2 different separate occasions I saw. One is actually a current player and one is a former player that was talking about exactly what Perkins is talking about, is how come all the European players comes in and they get all the credit when they're coming in. Well, one thing I can tell you, that when those guys come into the NBA, they're not coming to sit the bench. Obviously, they have there's something told to them, something said to them that you guys come play over here. We'll make sure we take care of you. We'll give you all the accolades. We'll give you all the hardware. So that's probably one of the things. But for me, I have no problem with a Luka, no problem with a Joker, and I damn sure didn't have a problem with Dirk because I thought those boys balled. Those guys to me are just winners. They are just winners. I mean, they win. They might not win a championship every year, but they win games. So, but then you can't fault their game also. I mean, Luka's not gonna win no goddamn 40-yard dash, and so is the Joker. He's not gonna win any. But they are persistent in what they do, right? They don't score 20, 30 points a game just because the guys are letting them score. They actually are out there at slow motion speed scoring on you. They're actually doing it up. The league has become so athletic and it is so wide open, so to speak, AAU style, that is the biggest issue with me about the NBA because, hell, I coach basketball. So I kind of see what direction the league has went to. And I want to bring up again. I told you I saw 2 of these particular contents out there talking about this same exact issue. One of the guys was a former NBA player, and one of the guys he was one of the 4-letter network commentators before, and he made the same conversation, the same argument, but he went at a different tilt with it. He was saying that you, as a African American or just a minority person of color player in the NBA, you guys have allowed the European player to come in, and you have allowed the league to change more and so of a European style. And if you look at it, that's what the league has become. It's no more no layup rule in the NBA. I mean, if a guy beats his guy, I mean, he's practically is a layup. Back in the day, if a guy would beat this guy, you had team help. So there's no defense in the NBA. I mean, all these high point games, which is great because the league wants more offense. But to say that the European players are coming in and they're getting all the accolades, I'm not quite sure about that. So I just want you guys to understand. Now, if it was LeBron get the MVP every year, those same arguments that KP has and all these other ex-NBA players or current NBA players are having, you'll be throwing him under the bus. So the league is set down to where you have 80%, then this is my opinion, 80% of African Americans are a person of color playing in this league. So when a European guy comes in, man, he's not just coming just to sit on the bench. Who would? He's coming. He's not leaving his country to come to the NBA to sit on the bench and say, "Oh, I made it." He's coming with the accolades, right? He's coming with some sort of he's coming with a game, and he's been told he's going to get the playing time. So now it's up to them to prove that they can play. And I really think that the argument that Steve Nash, I think he said Dirk Nowitzki and the Joker, whoever it is, got the MVPs as a outsider, so to speak. Those guys actually perform. I don't think the 1, 2, 3 in a row is correct. I never did, because the league is so wide open now. Anybody can win the MVP at any time. So I don't know if it's what the criteria is, and Perkins is right about that. What is it? You have to be the leading scorer, leading rebound, leading assist, or do you have to be the number 1 seed? So he's quite right about that. So, but to me, the argument doesn't make any sense. So let's finish listening to some of it.
You was feeling?
Let JJ get back.
I want to do something.
JJ back.
I mean, no offense to you, and I mean no offense to First Take, because I think this show is extremely valuable. It is an honor to be on this desk every day. It really is. But what we've just witnessed is the problem with this show, where we create narratives that do not exist in reality. The implication, what you are implying, that the white voters that vote on NBA are racist, that are they favor white people. You just said that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. That is exactly what you implied, Kendrick Perkins. That is exactly what you implied. Secondly, hold on.
I did not call. I stated the facts. And you're not about to sit up.
We all know what you implied the other day. We all know what you implied just now. Hold on.
I stated it's the fact. It's the fact.
The main point.
Okay, here we go again. Now it has went to the point that now we're talking about racism. I think I made a podcast the other day talking about everything that has to be done and said in this country always has to go back to a black and white issue. And to me, it's the saddest part about it, because now what Perk said was there's 80% of people that does the judgment on the NBA MVP are white men, and 20% are other. So that's what he's talking about. And that part of it is when JJ got pretty much into the point where he was upset about that particular point, because I think Kendrick made that point a while back. But in my case, I can't to Kendrick JJ said he stopped at 90, right? So Magic won, then you had Michael, then you had Michael again, 92, Barkley won in 93. You had Akeem Olajuwon won, he won one in 94. David Robinson won one. So, Michael back again, 96, and Karl Malone won one, 97, and you got Michael again in 98. So then you got so the list goes on and on. I mean, I don't know where it's coming from. I think back in the 80s, I think Larry Bird won 3 of those MVP deals. I think he won 3 of them. But since Larry Bird won in 80, I think it was 1986 when Larry Bird won the last one that you want to say up to 2005, I think is when Steve Nash won back-to-back, 2005, 2006. Then I think Dirk won in between that time, because I think they had a great year, which was 2006, 2007. I think Dirk won that one. So, but other than that, it's been also African Americans or a person of color. I mean, hell, I think Duncan won 2 or 3 of them in that time. So, you have to look at that and say that's not true. Now, because we are in different times, I guess. I don't know, KP. But for me, I just think that the MVP doesn't really matter, man. It doesn't matter if you don't win the trophy. You have to win the trophy. I mean, hell, Russell Westbrook won one, and he's a big-time shell of himself, right? That's what people think. I think that kid plays real hard. So that MVP fight to me don't make any sense. You guys need to come together and shake hands and squash that, and whoever wins it. And the ultimate goal is for the person, whoever wins it, should have an MVP trophy in the finals, right? That should be the biggest MVP trophy. So I don't know about it. I just don't think it even matters. I think KP and JJ need to get their act together, and let's talk about it. Let's see what's going on. Where you guys getting this information from? But as I stated before, there's more content out there with the same issue. What's going on with the MVP in the NBA? So it's something that's in this league that we're not hearing inside the locker room, that what's being said or who's talking about it. So that's part of one of the issues there. So, but for me, I think these guys need to get together and come to common ground on this issue, and let's wrap this up. You guys can disagree to agree, but for me, it's not a black and white issue, because Luka, Joker, and damn sure Dirk and Steve Nash, those guys were balling. They were winners, and that's the sole possession of it. Hell, Larry Bird was a winner. If it came to Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, and Magic Johnson to take the last shot, I'm going with Bird. And do I give a rat's tail if he wins the MVP? No. And I couldn't stand the Celtics. But Larry Bird was a great player. Larry Bird was a great player. If anybody dispute that, go back and watch the tapes. This guy did it all. So, Perk, I understand where you're coming from. I don't disagree with you. JJ, I understand where you're coming from. I don't disagree with you. I think it's a null argument. It doesn't make any sense. You guys need to shake hands, come together, and come complete as one. What you guys need to quit doing is talking about the legends, though. That's what you guys need to quit doing. KP, and JJ, you guys need to quit talking about the legends of the game, because those guys back in the day got you where you are today. Folks, that's been my time. And I hope you guys will like, share, subscribe to my channel, listen to my content, help this channel grow. I appreciate everything you guys do, man. I appreciate you guys. But I just want to say, man, KP, JJ, you guys keep the peace. Go back in that locker room. Y'all got to shake hands and come to some common ground, because the argument of race in basketball, especially at that level, it doesn't make any sense. Folks, you guys have a great night. Enjoyed you. Appreciate you guys. This has been my time. Jack Gill Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.